Strength is not always about physical power or bold displays. Sometimes it's the quiet resilience, the ability to stay true to yourself, and the courage to face life's adversities with grace. Challenges shape us, emotions guide us, and authenticity anchors us. Today we'll uncover 7 signs that reveal you are a very strong person, even if you don't realize it yet. Let's dive in and celebrate the strength within you. Strength isn't always about grand gestures or dramatic displays. It doesn't shout, demand attention, or announce itself in obvious ways. Instead, true strength often moves quietly, unnoticed by the world but deeply rooted in the essence of a person. It's in the small moments, the quiet battles, and the everyday resilience that strength truly shines. You think about the people you admire most. They may not be the loudest in the room or the ones constantly seeking the spotlight. Instead, they carry a quiet confidence, a calmness that draws others in. This type of strength doesn't need validation or applause because it comes from within. It's built through experiences, shaped by challenges, and nurtured by the lessons learned along the way. True strength reveals itself in moments when life gets tough. When things don't go as planned, it's easy to panic, complain, or give up. But a strong person finds a way to keep moving forward. They may not have all the answers, but they trust themselves enough to take one step at a time. They don't need to proclaim their struggles or victories because their actions speak louder than any words ever could. Imagine someone going through a difficult time. Maybe they've lost a job, faced rejection, or experienced a personal setback. A strong person doesn't deny the pain or pretend it doesn't exist. They allow themselves to feel, process, and learn from the experience. They don't dwell in self-pity, nor do they broadcast their struggles for sympathy. Instead, they quietly rebuild piece by piece until they're standing stronger than before. This quiet strength is also evident in the way they treat others. It takes a great deal of inner fortitude to choose kindness over anger, patience over frustration, and empathy over judgment. It's easy to lash out when things don't go your way, but a strong person knows that true power lies in controlling their reactions. They understand that their energy is precious and choose not to waste it on negativity. You might think of strength as something that's only visible in grand achievements or acts of bravery, but it's often found in the little things that others may never notice. It's in the person who listens more than they speak, the one who supports others without seeking recognition, and the individual who stands firm in their values even when it's not popular. Strength is the single parent juggling work and family without complaint, the friend who checks in when no one else does, or the employee who shows up every day with determination despite facing personal challenges. A strong person doesn't need to prove themselves to anyone. They are secure in who they are and what they bring to the table. This doesn't mean they never feel doubt or fear. In fact, they feel those emotions deeply. The difference is that they don't let those feelings define them. They use fear as fuel, channeling it into growth and action rather than allowing it to paralyze them. What makes this kind of strength so remarkable is that it's accessible to anyone. You don't need to be the loudest, the strongest physically, or the most accomplished to be strong. It's a matter of mindset and choice, choosing to rise above circumstances, to keep going when it's hard, and to believe in yourself even when the odds are against you. Strength isn't about winning every battle or never facing defeat. It's about showing up, trying again, and refusing to let setbacks define your story. It's about having the courage to be vulnerable, the wisdom to seek help when needed, and the humility to learn from failure. In a world that often celebrates noise and spectacle, quiet strength is a rare and beautiful thing. It doesn't demand recognition but inspires those who witness it. It teaches us that true power comes not from shouting the loudest but from the calm, unshakable confidence of knowing who you are and what you stand for. So the next time you face a challenge or doubt your ability to overcome, remember this: strength isn't always loud. It's in your steady persistence, your quiet resilience, and the unspoken belief that you are capable of facing whatever comes your way. Adversity is often seen as something to avoid, a disruption in the pursuit of happiness and success. Yet, it is one of life's greatest teachers. It shapes us, challenges us, and ultimately strengthens us in ways comfort and ease never could. While it's natural to resist hardships, it's through facing them that we discover what we're truly capable of. When adversity strikes, it can feel overwhelming, as if the world is conspiring against us. But within those challenges lies an opportunity, a chance to grow, learn, and become more resilient. Adversity forces us out of our comfort zones and into situations that demand more of us than we might have believed possible. It strips away the superficial and reveals our core, showing us who we are when everything else is uncertain. One of the most profound lessons adversity teaches is the power of perseverance. When faced with obstacles, giving up may seem tempting, but pushing through those moments builds resilience. Each time you overcome a challenge, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than you thought. This newfound strength doesn't just help you tackle the current difficulty, it prepares you for future ones, building a foundation of confidence and fortitude. Adversity also teaches us to adapt. Life rarely goes according to plan, and hardships often force us to find new paths, solutions, or perspectives. This adaptability is an essential skill, one that not only helps us survive but thrive. When we learn to see challenges not as insurmountable barriers, but as puzzles to solve, we cultivate creativity and resourcefulness. These qualities serve us in every aspect of life, from personal relationships to professional endeavors. Beyond resilience and adaptability, adversity fosters empathy. Experiencing difficulties gives us a deeper understanding of others' struggles. It opens our hearts and minds, making us more compassionate and less quick to judge. When you've faced your own challenges, you're better equipped to support others in theirs. This connection creates a ripple effect, strengthening bonds and fostering a sense of community. Hardships also have a way of clarifying what truly matters. In the face of adversity, the trivial falls away, and we're left with the essentials: our values, relationships, and purpose. It's often in our toughest moments that we gain the clearest perspective on what we want from life. Adversity can serve as a wake-up call, prompting us to reevaluate our priorities and align our actions with our true desires. While it's easy to view adversity as a purely negative experience, it's important to recognize the opportunities it brings for personal growth. Many of the world's most inspiring individuals achieve greatness not in spite of their challenges, but because of them. They turn their hardships into fuel, using their struggles as motivation to create something meaningful. Their stories remind us that adversity doesn't have to define us. Instead, it can propel us toward our greatest potential. Of course, the lessons of adversity aren't always immediately apparent. When you're in the midst of a difficult situation, it's hard to see the silver lining or the growth that might come from it. But with time and reflection, patterns begin to emerge. You start to recognize how past challenges shaped you, prepared you, and made you stronger. These realizations often come when you least expect them, but they carry profound wisdom and insight. It's also important to remember that facing adversity doesn't mean you have to do it alone. Seeking support from friends, family, or professionals is not a sign of weakness, but of wisdom. Sharing your struggles can lighten the burden and provide you with fresh perspectives or solutions. Sometimes the connections you form during difficult times are among the strongest, as shared hardship has a way of bringing people closer together. Ultimately, adversity teaches us that life isn't about avoiding challenges, but about how we face them. Every setback, every obstacle, and every difficulty is an opportunity to learn, grow, and become stronger. It's not the absence of adversity that defines a strong person, but their ability to rise again and again, no matter how many times they fall. In the end, it's the lessons learned from adversity that shape the strongest, wisest, and most compassionate versions of ourselves. Emotional intelligence is one of the most underestimated forms of strength. While physical power and intellectual ability are often celebrated, the ability to understand, manage, and navigate emotions is a skill that can change lives, not just your own, but those around you as well. It's a quiet, profound power that builds relationships, fosters growth, and strengthens resilience in the face of challenges. At its core, emotional intelligence starts with self-awareness. This is the ability to recognize your own emotions and understand how they influence your thoughts, decisions, and behaviors. Self-awareness allows you to pause and reflect before reacting, giving you the power to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. It's not about suppressing emotions, but understanding them, acknowledging what they're trying to tell you, and using that insight to guide your actions. For example, when faced with criticism, an emotionally intelligent person doesn't immediately become defensive or angry. Instead, they take a moment to process their feelings. They consider the validity of the feedback, separate it from any emotional sting, and use it as an opportunity to learn and improve. This level of self-control and reflection demonstrates strength, as it requires discipline and maturity to rise above instinctive reactions. Emotional intelligence also extends to empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. Empathy allows you to connect with people on a deeper level, fostering trust and mutual respect. When you can put yourself in someone else's shoes, you not only understand their perspective, but also validate their experiences. This builds stronger relationships and creates an environment where people feel seen, heard, and valued. In a world where misunderstandings often arise from a lack of communication or compassion, empathy becomes a superpower. It enables you to bridge gaps, resolve conflicts, and create meaningful connections. For instance, when someone is upset or frustrated, instead of dismissing their feelings or taking it personally, an emotionally intelligent person seeks to understand the root cause. They listen actively without judgment, offering support rather than solutions unless asked. This approach not only diffuses tension but also strengthens bonds, showing others that they are not alone. Another aspect of emotional intelligence is emotional regulation, the ability to manage your emotions effectively, even in difficult situations. This doesn't mean suppressing how you feel. Rather, it's about finding constructive ways to process and express those emotions. It's the strength to stay calm under pressure, to remain patient when faced with frustration, and to choose optimism in the face of adversity. Imagine a stressful scenario, like a critical deadline at work or a heated argument with a loved one. An emotionally intelligent person recognizes their stress or anger and takes steps to handle it constructively. They might take a few deep breaths, step away for a moment, or remind themselves of the bigger picture. By doing so, they avoid escalating the situation and instead approach it with clarity and purpose. This ability to stay composed is a sign of true strength, as it requires both self-discipline and emotional resilience. Emotional intelligence also involves social awareness and relationship management. It's about understanding the dynamics of a group, reading nonverbal cues, and adapting your approach to different situations. A strong person knows how to navigate social complexities with grace, ensuring their actions align with their values while respecting the needs and boundaries of others. This level of interpersonal skill doesn't just benefit personal relationships, it's also a key asset in professional and leadership roles. Leaders with high emotional intelligence inspire trust, foster collaboration, and create environments where people feel motivated and supported. They understand that success isn't just about individual achievements, but about empowering others to thrive as well. Perhaps one of the most empowering aspects of emotional intelligence is its ability to transform challenges into growth. Life is full of emotional highs and lows, and how you navigate those experiences shapes who you become. An emotionally intelligent person views setbacks not as failures but as opportunities to learn. They reflect on their emotions, extract lessons from the experience, and use those insights to move forward with greater wisdom and strength. In the end, emotional intelligence is a quiet, transformative power. It doesn't shout or seek the spotlight, but it creates ripples that positively impact every area of life. It's the strength to understand yourself, the courage to face your emotions, and the wisdom to connect deeply with others. In a world that often values loudness and spectacle, emotional intelligence reminds us that true power lies in the quiet strength of understanding and connection. Persistence is a quality that often goes unnoticed in a world obsessed with perfection. Society tends to celebrate flawless outcomes and highlight those who appear to achieve success effortlessly. However, the reality is that most achievements are not the result of perfection, but of consistent effort, determination, and the refusal to give up when things get difficult. Persistence, not perfection, is the true key to success. Perfection can be paralyzing. It creates an unattainable standard that often leads to procrastination or self-doubt. People striving for perfection may become so afraid of making mistakes or falling short that they never take the first step. This fear of imperfection can hold you back from pursuing your goals or trying new things. But persistence offers a different path. It's about showing up, trying again, and learning as you go, regardless of whether every step is flawless. When you embrace persistence, you shift your focus from the fear of failure to the process of growth. Each attempt, whether successful or not, becomes an opportunity to learn. Mistakes are no longer setbacks, but stepping stones. They teach you what doesn't work and guide you toward what does. This mindset allows you to keep moving forward, even when progress feels slow or uncertain. Consider the stories of great inventors, entrepreneurs, or artists. Most of them didn't achieve greatness on their first try. Thomas Edison famously remarked that he didn't fail 1,000 times. While inventing the light bulb, he simply discovered 1,000 ways that didn't work. His persistence eventually led to success, but it was his willingness to embrace imperfection and keep trying that made it possible. Persistence also requires resilience. The road to success is rarely smooth, and challenges are inevitable. There will be moments when you feel discouraged, moments when others doubt you, and moments when giving up seems like the easiest option. But persistence means pushing through those moments, finding the strength to keep going even when the odds are against you. One of the most powerful aspects of persistence is its ability to build momentum. Each small effort adds up over time, creating a cumulative effect that can lead to extraordinary results. It's like planting seeds in a garden. At first, it may seem like nothing is happening, but with consistent care and patience, those seeds eventually grow into something beautiful. The same is true for any goal or dream. Small, persistent actions lead to big outcomes over time. Another advantage of persistence is that it helps you develop a growth mindset. When you value effort and progress over perfection, you become more open to challenges and more willing to take risks. You start to see failure not as something to fear, but as an inevitable part of the journey. This shift in perspective can be incredibly liberating, as it frees you from the pressure of trying to get everything right and allows you to focus on doing your best. Persistence also fosters self-belief. Each time you overcome an obstacle or push through a difficult moment, you prove to yourself that you're capable of handling challenges. This builds confidence and strengthens your resolve. Over time, you start to trust yourself more, knowing that no matter what happens, you have the determination to see things through. It's important to remember that persistence doesn't mean ignoring rest or pushing yourself to the point of burnout. True persistence is sustainable. It's about finding a balance, knowing when to push forward and when to pause, regroup, and recharge. Taking care of yourself is not a sign of weakness, but a necessary part of staying consistent over the long term. Ultimately, persistence is more powerful than perfection because it's rooted in action. While perfection focuses on an ideal outcome, persistence is about the effort and determination it takes to get there. It acknowledges that success is a journey, not a destination, and that every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goals. When you choose persistence over perfection, you give yourself the freedom to grow, the courage to face challenges, and the strength to keep going. You understand that progress is more important than perfection, and that the only true failure is giving up. With persistence, you can achieve things you once thought impossible, proving to yourself and the world that effort, determination, and resilience are what truly lead to success. Authenticity is a cornerstone of true strength, and it is through being authentic that we build the fortitude to navigate life's challenges. To be authentic means to live in alignment with your values, beliefs, and true self, regardless of external pressures or expectations. It's a powerful way to live, but it's not always the easiest. In a world that often encourages conformity and rewards superficiality, choosing authenticity requires courage and resilience. Being authentic starts with self-awareness. It involves understanding who you are at your core, your strengths, weaknesses, passions, and values. This self-knowledge provides the foundation for authenticity, allowing you to make decisions that reflect your true self. When you live authentically, your actions and words align with your beliefs, creating a sense of inner harmony and peace. However, authenticity often comes with challenges. Not everyone will understand or appreciate your choices, and you may face criticism or rejection for standing firm in your identity. It can be tempting to compromise your authenticity to fit in or avoid conflict. But every time you choose to stay true to yourself, you build resilience. Each act of authenticity strengthens your ability to face adversity and reinforces your sense of self-worth. Living authentically also requires vulnerability. To be authentic, you must be willing to show the world who you truly are, imperfections and all. This can be intimidating, especially in a culture that often values appearances over substance. But vulnerability is not a weakness, it's a sign of strength. When you allow yourself to be seen as you truly are, you create deeper, more meaningful connections with others. You inspire trust and invite others to embrace their own authenticity. Authenticity fosters fortitude because it eliminates the exhausting task of trying to be someone you're not. Pretending to be something you're not takes energy, creates stress, and often leads to feelings of inadequacy. When you embrace authenticity, you free yourself from these burdens. You no longer feel the need to seek approval from others because your self-worth comes from within. This inner strength allows you to face challenges with confidence and grace. Another way authenticity builds fortitude is by giving you a clear sense of purpose. When you know who you are and what you stand for, you can navigate life's uncertainties with greater clarity and focus. Challenges become less daunting because you're anchored by your values and guided by your purpose. This sense of direction provides the motivation to persevere, even when the path is difficult. Authenticity also empowers you to set healthy boundaries. When you're true to yourself, you recognize the importance of protecting your time, energy, and well-being. You learn to say no to things that don't align with your values or priorities, even if it means disappointing others. This ability to set boundaries is a sign of emotional strength and contributes to long-term resilience. Moreover, authenticity cultivates self-compassion. When you accept yourself as you are, flaws and all, you're more forgiving of your mistakes and more patient with your progress. This self-compassion is crucial for building fortitude because it allows you to bounce back from setbacks without harsh self-judgment. It reminds you that imperfection is a natural part of being human and that your worth is not diminished by failure. In living authentically, you also inspire others. When people see someone who is unapologetically themselves, it gives them permission to do the same. Your authenticity becomes a source of strength, not just for yourself, but for those around you. It creates a ripple effect, encouraging others to embrace their true selves and live with greater courage and purpose. Ultimately, authenticity builds fortitude because it is rooted in truth. When you live authentically, you are unshakable. External circumstances may change, and challenges may arise, but your sense of self remains intact. This inner stability gives you the strength to endure hardships, the resilience to adapt to change, and the courage to pursue your dreams. In choosing authenticity, you choose to live a life of integrity, purpose, and strength. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. By staying true to yourself, you build the fortitude to face whatever comes your way, knowing that you have the inner strength to overcome, grow, and thrive.